What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. We are going to be talking about counters to Weapon X in today's video. You guys notice the setup has changed a little bit. You say I've been inspired by what Mobile Gamer's doing with like his streams and everything. He's getting up behind the green screen. We're going to try that out now. I finally got the longer cables in. Everything's figured out there. So we're gonna try this out. See how this goes. Apologies beforehand. This may be a little awkward, some technical difficulties, but in tonight's video, we're going to talk about 3 teams you guys can use to beat Weapon X on defense. There was a big fear from players, including myself, that Weapon X was going to be this really nasty team on defense that couldn't be beat. There's actually several teams you can use to beat them in one shot on defense. So they are not going to be one you have to burn Infinity Watch on or a mirror match. Even Infinity Watch can't beat your Weapon X teams. That's they actually get destroyed. So Weapon X is solid. I mean, you have to use some meta characters in order to do it, but it's not one where you like they're just gonna be unbeatable. So there are a couple teams that can do it. You may already see the title for the video. It's Shadowland. This is a 100k punch up from Shadowland that we're gonna be breaking down. And with the bigger green screen here, I can like kind of point things out as we're going through the fight, just so you guys can see. So without further ado, let's dive right in. And what I'm doing with this fight is I've actually got things positioned in a certain way for this team. And that's going to be White Tiger and Moon Knight positioned between, or with Elektra in between, and it's because of her passive. You need the passive from Elektra to shield these 2 characters. You need the ultimate from Moon Knight first turn, and you really need that special from White Tiger so that she can ability block Omega, because if she doesn't ability block Omega, you're in huge trouble because he's going to flip everything on your team, and it's not going to be good. So these 2 characters, they need to be in stealth and have evade. That way the special from Omega Red will not put ability block and trauma on them. You're okay to have Daredevil and Night Nurse get ability block and trauma on them. You don't have to worry about those. Plus the stealth is going to kind of break up the chain from Sabretooth, so it's not going to chain back and forth between characters. That's a very important thing. This is why Elektra is in the center, 2 characters each side of her, 2 very important characters, the Night Nurse and Daredevil on the far outside. That is my positioning for this team, and as we go into it, you're going to see why. Now, there is no hanger buff here, and the hanger buff would make things a little more challenging, or would make it a little easier for my team, because then you get deflect on Moon Knight, and that would allow his ultimate to go a little bit sooner in the fight. But there's also some RNG to this fight, as you're going to see as we go in. Ability block on Daredevil, not a big deal. We're going to try to dispel with the special here on someone. We want to get rid of defense up on Omega Red. Thankfully, we were able to. And then get Skirmisher, or get the Skirmisher with Vulnerable on Omega Red. Get the special with White Tiger in, and put ability block, defense down, disrupt, all of those negative effects on Omega Red. That's like the perfect opening for Shadowland here. You need all these debuffs here on Omega Red. This is very, very important. So then we're just gonna do some basics there, and look at this Omega Red. Look how little health Omega Red has left at this point. So we're gonna use the special there, call in White Tiger. That's gonna give her bonus speed bar, pop off the ult, and this is where this is the first part of the challenge of getting of Shadowland versus Weapon X. You need to make sure that blind can land on characters. You can see I didn't get blind on Wolverine and Lady Deathstrike. That's going to be okay. It's going to make things more challenging, but I'm still able to win. But if you can get blind on all 3 of these characters here, don't worry about Silver Samurai. Any debuff on him is fine. But if you can get blind on Sabretooth, on Lady Deathstrike, and on Wolverine, it's fantastic, because then all their attacks miss, and you don't have to worry about speed bar removal from Lady Deathstrike. You don't have to worry about rebounding attacks from Wolverine. It's perfect. Now, we've also got this chain going back and forth here. That's going to drop some of my characters low on health. That's going to drive speed bar on Night Nurse. She's just going to flip everything. At this point, because we've gotten rid of Omega Red, we don't have to worry about trauma here. Now we can flip things. And I'm not sure if this is a bug, if this is like the ghost glitch thing here, but it says they've still got several debuffs on them, but there's no way they both have trauma on them, because the only trauma got put on Daredevil. So I assume that this is some kind of glitch with the display and the debuffs. Now White Tiger is going to go here, and we're going to start hammering Silver Surfer, or Silver Samurai. And because of all the debuffs we have put on him from Moon Knight's ultimate and then the ultimate from White Tiger as well, we put so many debuffs on Silver Samurai that they actually removed a ton of his stacks of charge. So you're going to see here. Ah, crap. See, technical difficulties. Let's see if we can pause it down here for a second. And wait for it. Yeah, no, we're not going to be able to slow it down. But basically, he got all those debuffs, removed stacks of charge from him, and he only got 1 or 2 attacks in with his ultimate. Didn't really annihilate someone. That's why Moon Knight is so important, because all those debuffs from him on to Silver Samurai means that his ultimate is not going to just delete someone. Because if you get the wrong character deleted, you're in big trouble. Now, the special is going back and forth with Moon Knight, and this is where Raider on Moon Knight is incredibly helpful, because every time he hits someone with that special with a negative effect, it's a guaranteed crit. He just goes back and forth between Sabretooth and Silver Samurai and just hammers them. I mean, look at that damage. Just goes back and forth, hammers them. Silver Samurai is pretty much dead at this point. You want to get rid of him before he pops the special. That way you don't get the barrier and the defense up on your characters. Sabretooth is up next. Get rid of him because you don't want him flipping effects or applying offense down to your team. He's gone. Now we just have Wolverine and Lady Deathstrike left. At this point, I should have gone for Wolverine. I didn't, and it's going to come to bite me back in the butt right there. He gets his ultimate off on White Tiger, puts her down to red health, puts 2 stacks of bleed on her, and kills her. If I had gone for Wolverine and got him, kind of mitigated in damage and maybe gotten offense down on him, that would have been better. And I know I'm getting kind of cut off here. I'm going to have to figure out a better setup for this. But yeah, losing White Tiger there was not good. Now I need to get rid of Lady Deathstrike. Thankfully, the basic from Night Nurse can flip positive effects into negatives because she's in a Shadowland team. So that's what we've got going on here. I may have to flip this out and actually go from the far side. We'll figure out something with this. I may flip myself around for the next part of this video. We'll see. But yeah, at this point, it's just kind of between us, Wolverine, and Lady Deathstrike. Lady Deathstrike's about to die, and now it's just Wolverine. So at this point, it's not bad. I kind of like this. I kind of like this angle better. I'm gonna have to figure this out a little bit better. Figure out a better way for me to get to do this. But yeah, I mean, look at that. So now it's just Wolverine left. He's got the T4 where he has 100% block chance when below 50% health. So he's blocking everything, but it's just a matter of attrition. He's going to die eventually, and then that will be it. So this was a one-shot with a 100k up fight with Shadowland against Weapon X. Not bad at all. This one was inspired by Tana. Shout out to Tana. He and I have been kind of going back and forth on what counters we found for Weapon X on defense today. And so, yeah, 100k punch up. He had it where he put White Tiger outside Elektra. I saw that and I was like, I bet you. Because I looked at the footage and I was like, I can guarantee this is going to work against Weapon X if you protect White Tiger. Sure enough, protect White Tiger, protect Moon Knight. There you go. Like, that's how easy that counter was. 100k punch up. That is not bad at all for this new meta this new meta war team. This is definitely one that's going to really cut through it. Shadowland delivering once again one of the better offensive teams we have out there because, I mean, look at this. Look at this power difference. And it was able to win pretty handily. There is some RNG with blind, but even so, I wasn't able to put blind on most characters, and I still won pretty handily. So this one I'm feeling pretty good about. All right, so this is the next one. This is New Warriors plus Doom plus Silver Surfer against Weapon X. This is about a 35k punch up. And the reason I'm doing this is because of this guy right here, Drax. I'm using him as a pre-taunt, and that using him to kind of get some splash damage on Doom is going to drive Doom, cause him to pop his special and his ultimate, and just do mad damage to a Mega Weapon, or to Mega Red and the rest of Weapon X. And you guys are going to see it in this footage. This one, there's also a weird placement bug going on in the test server, where this is the placement I have on this team, and you're going to see Drax is on like the left, or Drax is like in Doom's position and everything like moved over one spot. It's weird. You're going to see here in a second with the placement just how weird it is. Yeah, see, everyone's moved over a spot now. So now Dagger's on the far side. I wanted her between Surfer and Cloak. That did not happen. So yeah, there's some weird placement stuff going on there, but even with crappy placement, this one still works, though not as well as I wanted it to. We lost Drax pretty quickly. Gonna hammer Dagger. We're gonna lose Dagger, but we're gonna get those chain attacks in from Wolverine. He's gonna hammer Doom, drop him below 50% health. That's gonna cause him to pop his ultimates, because now he's getting that speed bar, he's getting that ability energy, and wouldn't you know it, there's now defense up on all these Weapon X characters, and now that has basically sealed their fate, because now with those charges on Doom, he's gonna flip the defense up on Omega Red into defense down. He is also going to flip, again, sorry, we're going to have some difficulties with this for a little bit. Flip that into defense down on Lady Deathstrike, the two most important characters for me to get rid of here, because I've got speed bar boost on Silver Surfer, so I don't need to worry about Silver Samurai. Pop that ultimate, or pop that special from Doom. Look at that hit right there. 873k crit on Omega Red with that attack. That is insane. What is that? Like, look at that. That's a one-shot on Omega Red, one of the highest health characters in the game. Flip that defense up into defense down with Doom, and look at that. It wipes out two characters on this team, and they're kind of on the ropes now, because that Omega Red, Weapon X loses a lot of the power. You have these three characters left here. They're not going to do much. So now, we use the ultimate from Silver Surfer, and don't you know it, we're going to remove all those stacks of charge from Silver Samurai, get ability block on him. His ultimate won't do much now. Now we need to start going on Sabretooth, and this is where I screwed up. I should have just been using basics on Sabretooth. I don't want to build up stacks of charge again on Silver Samurai. I did that. That was a big no-no. Realized my mistake. Started sealing the defense up and death proof, because we still got a couple of bonus attacks in from Silver Samurai on my Surfer, and not good. Now, this is where, if Dagger has still been alive, this ultimate from Cloak would have just absolutely slapped and done a ton of damage. At least we got some blinds out now. You can see we got blinds on Sabretooth and Wolverine. That's big. And now, we're just going to finish off Sabretooth. Now, we're going to go for Wolverine. Get those disrupted on him. See if we can... And again, this is where I screwed up. I should have gone for Wolverine. Wolverine's not got his ultimate off yet. Do not discount the ultimate on Wolverine, because he pops it here, and look at that. I almost lost Doom again, and that's when I realized, ooh, that was bad. Do not ever sleep on this guy if his ultimate's up and ready to go, because if you do, what happened to Doom here is going to happen to you. And there we go. So, yeah, with a terrible placement from this, and how badly this playtest bug is screwing up the placement, still able to clear it. With these guys left, Silver Surfer and Doom together, with that ultimate that boosts the speed bar and everything, that's massive. Like, these two together are gonna easily destroy some Weapon X teams. So yeah, with my 7 Red Star Silver Surfer right now, very, very happy that I have him. And then finally, how about a 70k punch up from Brotherhood Doom? This is a team you usually see on defense, but this team makes it so easy. We talked about how blind was so important and how it really helps with Shadowland and that new Warriors team. But when you see this with the blind on everybody, even though it still gets a little scary, this is a 70k punch up, but you're going to see once that blind gets on the Weapon X team, they are terrible against blind. They have no cure to blind. All of their attacks are not unavoidable, so that blind on them screws it up so badly. So watch what happens here. We're gonna go down the train, or down the trail, or down the chain, whatever we want to say. Get rid of that defense up and speed up on everybody. Put that blind out. You remember that ultimate from Omega Red that can flip things? Yeah, that's not unavoidable, by the way. So now that blind on Omega Red has sealed his fate. We did get ability block on Doom, and that's not the best, but now we've got taunt on Juggernaut. But you can also see, in case you haven't noticed, everything from Weapon X is missing. I mean, look at that. Everything's missing. Nothing's hitting. So now we get a little bonus attack in with Blob. We get that taunt in with Juggernaut. We have the ability block on Doom, which draws things out just a little bit longer. But don't worry, we'll get through it soon. Samurai can't get through Juggernaut because Juggernaut's a beefy tank. He's got defense up, deflect, immunity, death proof. He's got a ton of stuff. Plus, he's got a huge amount of resistance because he has immunity. So you're not going to get stunned, and you can't one-shot Juggernaut with that Silver Samurai ultimate. Oh, look at that. Was that an ultimate from Mega Red that just missed? Look at that. Look at that. It just missed. Suck it, Omega Red. But yeah, so that's just great. My neighbors are going to hate me so much. I shouldn't do these recordings at 11 o'clock at night. Oh, well. But yeah, now we're free to basically have a great time here. We still have taunt on characters, still have death proof and defense up on both Blob and Juggernaut. They're going to be in the way for a while. You're not going to be able to get through them. We're trying to finish off Lady Deathstrike here. We don't want her getting her ultimate off, because if it does, that's going to be a problem. And there we go. Look at that. So we're going to start hammering some of these characters, try to get them down a little bit, try to flip that defense up. He did. Pop that ultimate, or pop that special. No crits this time, but still, very respectable amount of damage here. 440k on some of these characters, 490k on Lady Deathstrike. There's a Silver Samurai who's going flying right there. I mean, rip. I think actually Samurai's still... Oh, no, Samurai's still alive. That's a shame, but look at how much damage is going on there. Now, we can just kind of hammer them. So, it's a little trickier. You got to make sure you can kill Omega Red, which we do there, thankfully. Now we finish off Silver Samurai, and we just have Sabretooth left. There you go. So, those are 3 teams you guys can use to kill Weapon X on defense. Look at that. It's so simple. So, yeah, this team is not going to be setting the world on fire on defense. Very manageable on defense. You're going to have to pull off Doom, maybe Shadowland. I think the Shadowland counter itself is going to be the most important one because of, like, how everybody's already using Shadowland on offense. So now you can do like a 100k punch up without the hangar room buff, still manage it against Weapon X. So let me know down below, what do you guys think about these 3 teams, the Shadowland, the 2 versions of Doom? Let me know what you guys think about those teams being used to counter Weapon X down below. If you guys have questions, comments, you know, drop them down in the comments section. Ask. Make sure to hit that like button, share, and subscribe. I know you guys enjoyed this video as well. If you made it all the way to the end, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys next time.